Again, today's top stories. London has endured another night of German bombing.
G'day guys,
Most damage was concentrated
welcome to
in
Titanic
the East
Adventure
End.
Out of Time.
The
This is
RAF
another
has
series that
struck
we've
enemy
started before on the
aerodromes in
channel,
Havre
but never
and the Low
finished.
Countries.
And
In Russia,
this time we're
further
finishing
German
it, just like the
losses
Lost
are
Crown. So
reported around
let me just
Leningrad.
reacquaint myself. I'm pretty sure it's...
In Asia, the American fortress at Corregidor is still defiant, but Japanese forces are reported nearing the Burmese oil fields. And that concludes the news summary. We now return you to our music program.
Jeez, we're in a war, lady. Have some compassion. Okay, well, that's just my landlord going off ahead, but that's fine. A little model of the Titanic here. Pretty cool. Memories. London. April 16th, 1912. Titanic sinks. 1,250 perish. RMS Titanic sinks 4 hours after striking iceberg. I saw it go down. Story of one man's survival. No word yet on the Astors, and a first-hand account. Little,
Once again, today's top stories.
newspaper clipping
London has endured another night of German
London.
bombing.
He's watching
Most
you.
damage was concentrated in the East End. The RAF has struck
Have a look
enemy
around.
aerodromes in Le Havre and the Low Countries.
What have we got here? Ah!
In Russia, further German losses are reported around Leningrad.
Household milk.
In Asia,
Alright.
the American fortress at
out of
Corregidor
there.
is still defiant.
So
but
basically,
Japanese forces
let me just...
are reported
hang on.
nearing the Burmese oil fields. And that concludes the news.
So basically, we were a secret agent for MI6, I believe. We had a mission on board the RMS Titanic, and we failed it, which forced us into early retirement. We're now in the middle of World War II, I think. It was 1940 something, wasn't it? I didn't actually pay attention to the date. But yeah, look, we've started this series before on the channel. This is one of my favorite games of all time. And I'm really keen to get back into it now that it's finally recording again. It's going to be a good one to finish. Brave New World. Peak Magazine. Got some postcards here. 26th of November 1919, New York. I heard you're back from France. Hope you'll even the score yet with those bastards who fired you. Sorry to bring it up, but I think you were treated horribly. No references, no pension. What will you do next? Keep me posted. Jack. Oh, you're a good mate, Jack. Whoop. What? May 1939. Tony's? I don't know. Looks like war in Europe, doesn't it? Situation here. Nervous. French is still... wine, women, and... Can't read that. If there's something... What will you do if there's fighting? Keep fixing... Orderlies? Seriously, I know whatever happened on the Titanic was bad, but it's been 25 years. Can't change the past. Look ahead. Talk when I return. Cheers, Jack. Jack is a good mate, isn't he? What's this one? 14th of September 1928. Dearest, having a great time. Ran into Jack in Bombay. He's worried about you. Says he hasn't heard from you. Since you left the clinic. It's be a lot easier to read. It's kind of blurry on my screen though. I feel you've something all. Never mind. We've got a ticket here. Ticket on the Hindenburg from Frankfurt to Lakehurst. Did we survive that disaster too? August 10th, 1914. His Majesty's government regrets to inform you that your services in the Office of the Secret Service are no longer needed. Termination to be effective immediately. With regrets, Commander T.S.D. something. Ah, Hipple. The death card. This is going to come up. This is going to come up later, and it's a very important part of our story. Who's this? We'll look at the watch.
See here. This isn't about your dedication. Pringle certainly attests to your loyalty. No, your dismissal stems from the Titanic mission. That failure can no longer be ignored. Especially now. I am sorry. But someone must shoulder the blame. The service, you understand. We can't be held responsible.
We got bloody railroaded. Scapegoat for the Secret Service. Those bastards. So anyway, we're gonna leave this screen now. And just gonna... Oh boy. Oh boy. Ooh. Oh, I'm so pumped to be playing this.
The past, forever locked in regret. But what if the past could be changed?
Okay, this is gonna be good. Man, I missed this game.
30 years have come and gone since the night that saw the end of a world, my world. The service needed someone on the Titanic. They chose me. I was to wait for a signal from my contact, so I remained in my cabin. I left only once Georgia was on board. And that's when it came. There'd be no second chance. It was Sunday, April 14th. Too late, you see, for the Titanic, for me. What if I'd met with my contact, prevented disaster? What if the past could be changed? What then?
There she is. Oh, look at that. Okay, so here we are, back on the night of the disaster. So that bombing's thrown us back through time to 1912, and what luck! We now have a second chance to complete our mission. Pick up our watch. Oh, this is our cabin here on the Titanic, C-73. It's pretty nice looking actually. This game was. Excuse me.
Good evening. I am Smethels, your steward, and if I may say so, it is good to see you up and about.
Thanks, Smethels.
You've been in your cabin the whole voyage. A touch of the mal de mer, was it?
Just a touch, but for those who don't know what the mal de mer is...
Seasickness can be quite unpleasant, especially if it's one's first crossing. Since you haven't been out of your cabin, may I instruct you on how to get assistance while on board the Titanic?
No, we don't need any help. That's okay.
Very well. Your correspondence.
Thank you.
2,200 on board, and they all want messages delivered promptly. Even if it is 1912, and the Titanic, the most advanced means of sea conveyance ever devised, I still have only two hands.
You poor bastard. April 14th, 1912.
2,200 on board.
Meet me by the electric camel
They
now.
all-
Signed PP.
Here, a map of the ship for you.
Thank you, sir.
Compliments of the White Star Line. I have taken the liberty of indicating your cabin, C-73. Of course, on a Sunday evening at this hour, there won't be many people out. Will there be anything else?
What's the electric camel?
The electric camel? An exercise device. They say it is good for the liver. I wouldn't know. It's located in the gymnasium, on the boat deck, on the starboard side.
Thank
That's
you.
the right side, in case you had not been informed.
Okay, thank you. Any other terms I should know?
Most certainly. Remember the term forward. It means towards the front, or bow of the term aft refers to the Titanic's back, or stern.
Okay.
A young lady. A most insistent young lady. Have you unpacked? You'll find your trunk key in your bag on the bed.
Dialogue's kind of skipping.
And remember your personal effects, your watch and bag. If you require additional assistance, please ring the bell by the door. Good night.
Good night. Okay. So we've got our bag here, which serves as our inventory. That's the key to our trunk, I believe, which is over here. Our steamer trunk. Let's see. What's this? Ah, the menu. Oysters, cream of barley, salmon, filet mignon. Okay, well we should go see PP. So, PP is Penny Pringle. She's our contact on board the Titanic. So we'll go see her right now. So, here's our map. And this is us. So to the left is aft and the right is the forward section. So we'll head to the forward grand staircase. Oh, look at this. They made the hallways a little wider than realistic, but it's still really good. Whoop, there's Smevels. I like the music too. It is a little loud though. I'm just going to turn it down, at least for myself. Well, give me one sec. Okay, and we're back, and that volume's a lot better now. So here we are on the C deck grand staircase. This is the purser's office. Never mind. It's funny, looking at Honor and Glory's recreation of the Titanic compared to this one, you can see that this isn't that realistic, but it's still really good. Like, it feels like the Titanic, you know? They got the tiles right anyway. Doors locked. Got the elevators here. Let's just go up to the boat deck quickly. So here we are on B deck. And then A deck to the grand staircase. Here we are. We'll talk to this guy a bit later. Look at that. Okay, got some people here. I love how when you click on them they turn to look at you. Okay, just do the boat deck. And the gymnasium. And here she is. PP, Penny Pringle.
Glory be. It's about time. You're late. Another 5 minutes and I'd have cancelled your mission.
Ah. Okay, well, sorry for being late.
What a botch up. Some idiot in the War Office booked me into second, not first class, and I've had a fine time of it too. The crew wouldn't let me in the first cabin at all.
Oh, that sucks.
It's just today I located you.
Okay. So, what did you want to tell me?
Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
A German colonel named Zeitel.
Zeitel?
He's inspecting their embassies in Havana, Washington, and Mexico City. We know better.
Okay.
10 days ago, the Bureau got word that Zeitel has in his possession a priceless copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, stolen 2 months ago in Paris after its purchase by a very highly placed member of His Majesty's government.
What's the Rubaiyat?
The Rubaiyat's a book, a collection of medieval Persian poetry, a passion of his lordship's.
Interesting.
Poetry. Persians. The German High Command must think it's important enough to have their top man smuggle the lot on board.
So what's he going to do with it?
It's your job to find out.
Okay.
His lordship's watching this very closely. Very closely indeed. I wouldn't fumble this chance either, unless you fancy spending the rest of your career in some grotty Midlands back office shuffling paper about.
No thanks, not me. What do you think the Germans are up to?
Have you seen the report? In your trunk? On the international situation? I'd jolly well read it if I were you.
Okay, we should do that. Is Zeitel travelling alone?
No. He's with a protégé. Name of Heidelitz, I believe. The two spend a great deal of time in the Café Parisien, nibbling pastries. Get into the wireless room. I don't know or care how. Offer tomorrow wouldn't let me in. See if Zeitel's received or sent any telegrams about the Rubaiyat. You've got a cryptograph in your trunk. It'll unscramble the German codes for you. Use the brains God gave you.
Okay,
Watch
whoa.
people. Listen, when you find the Rubaiyat, knock on my door.
I shall. Which cabin are you in?
Cabin F, 34. Use the second-class stairs. You should be set. Remember, this is your big chance. Don't fail.
I won't. Okay, so we've got some World War espionage here. Figure out what the Germans are up to. We should head back to our cabin now and check out the international situation. We'll just skim over it. So head back downstairs, and then we'll work on getting into the wireless room. 'Cause that's our main objective right now. We need to get our hands on Zeitel's messages. 67, 69, D73. Okay, so let's open up our trunk. Somehow. Maybe I just drag the key onto it. Ah. Okay, we've got a phonograph here.
His Majesty's government has assigned an agent of the Crown to rendezvous with you on board the Titanic. Remain in your cabin until your contact gives you further instructions. After completion of all your assignments on board, book passage to remain on the ship and return to Southampton for your next assignment. For a more in-depth report of the international situation in the spring of 1912, please review the white paper included as part of this briefing. That is all.
Okay.
His Majesty's government has assigned...
Let's have a look here. Where's this white paper? Oh, this is our cryptograph. Aha. Confidential. Jeez. Okay, we've got a map of Europe here. France, Britain, Germany, Austria-Hungary, Serbia, Romania. Interesting. Secret report. Central powers of the German Empire and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Neutral are the United States, and Britain's allies are France and Russia. Paired 3rd of March 1912 in Whitehall, London. So this spring of 1912, Europe is the dominant centre of the civilized world, bursting with energy and power. It's also a house of cards cobbled together by diplomats and old dynasties at the Congress of Vienna in 1815 to restore order after the devastating Napoleonic Wars. The structure of this nation-states has endured... this structure of nation-states has endured for nearly a century, but rumbling subterranean faults threaten to plunge all we have built into the abyss of mechanized global war. Despite such dangers, English liberals and intellectuals and progressive businessmen choose to believe the sanguine writer of Norman Angell. His book, The Great Illusion, has become a publishing phenomenon, electrifying the Oxbridge campuses with his postulate. War is unthinkable. A modern war would be terrible and so destructive of global economic system, he says, that both victor and vanquished would be devastated. Global finance and economic independence is so great, he argues, that no nation will actually risk war. Nothing is further from the truth, as you shall read. In fact, peace totters on the brink, pushed near the edge by Europe's economic and colonial rivalries and a system of compelling alliances. The central powers of Germany and Austria-Hungary stand toe-to-toe with a looser, more ambiguous association, the allies of the Triple Entente, comprising Great Britain, France, and Russia. Meanwhile, in the Balkans, the contending forces of Slav nationalism and great power expansion may well provide the fuel for a terrible inferno. There's a lot of reading here. Oh my god, a lot. It's basically just a lead up to World War I, is what we're reading here. There was more inside here, though. Oh, no, that's all of it. Okay. So, basically, we're here to figure out what Zeitl's up to, because, well, he's one of Germany's top men, and it seems like whatever he's doing with the Rubaiyat is going to, you know, basically be devastating for Britain and her allies. That's where we come in. So let's try and get into the wireless room. Okay, so we need to stop the Germans from starting World War I. That's basically the storyline of this game. So the mission on board the Titanic, we failed the first time around before we got thrown back in time. And basically, us failing our mission on board the Titanic is what caused World War I. So let's see if we can right that this time. Okay, here we are on the A-deck promenade. Let's go forward. We're on the starboard side of the ship. Can't go onto the bridge here. Let's head aft. Oh.
You came after all this time. It's Georgia. I'd heard you on board. Where have you been?
I was detained.
It's been 5 years. I'd have waited a lot longer to see you again. Why didn't you tell me where you'd gone? Dina hadn't a clue, nor did Jack. My letters were returned. Just like you to show up now, with everything such a beastly mess. You must help me.
So, this is our friend Georgia, who seems to be in our little tight-knit group with Jack, who we were reading the postcards from earlier.
You've no doubt heard the rumors. I won't deny most of them. I can't.
What rumors?
Even if the money's gone, I won't give the diamonds to Charles. These are all that remains. My insurance for a new life without Charles or Sasha.
Who's Sasha?
Sasha? The owner of the Barbican Gallery? We're friends. Of a sort. He's sailing on the Titanic, taking some paintings to New York to sell. Please. I mustn't talk any longer. Take it. Take the necklace. It's my only chance now. Keep it for me. And don't tell Charles you have it. You can't know what he's like.
Okay, thank you. But Charles is her husband. And they're not very happy. Okay. Bye-bye, Georgia. We have other business to attend to.
Come here.
Okay. John Goodman?
Don't you love the sea air?
Jim Belushi.
Really clears out the sinuses.
Actually.
Max Seidelman, Philadelphia, PA.
Max Seidelman, I love this guy.
Buyer for Haymaker's department store. The Sharpie of Spruce Street, they call me. You a sporting type? You look like the sporting type. Come on down to the smoking room for a nightcap. Riviera's looking for someone to play a few hands of blackjack with him. What do you say? Not much else to do. Not tonight. Brr. Cold as a cast iron commode. So, what do you say?
I mean, we do need to get into the wireless room, but... what's it gonna hurt? Little drink, one hand, let's go.
Great. First, let's swing by the Parisian Cafe. There's a man there named Zeitel, a German. Claims he's a business, but he's got something up the sleeve, all right. I know the type, believe me. Dollars to donuts, he's in some racket. So come with, why don't you? We'll hit the smoking room from there. Hey, Colonel, how you doing? Willie, like you to meet a friend.
A pleasure.
Oh, look at this
during such an
slimy bastard.
Don't be
He just, look at that air of cockiness he has about him.
Dissecting children's fable.
Cultural mythology, it's quite interesting. So only a junior professor, I tried to interest Dr. Freud. He's a genius, and I...
Yes, I am sure, quite. On the passenger list, it says you embarked at Cherbourg. Yet I have not seen you with the others. You were there, were you not?
I was feeling ill.
I see. You are British.
Well,
Not so many of you in Titanic's first cabins. These days, most of the rich are Americans. Businessmen like Max. Tell me, why do you go to New York?
I'm on holiday.
I'm envious. Unfortunately, my work does not permit me to indulge in the pleasures of the leisure class.
The theory of the leisure class? I have read Professor Hebron. He's quite good.
Quite.
Oh man, look at him. Look at him. I'm on to you, buddy. I know.
Me?
I punched your ticket.
Inspecting our embassies. Imperial Germany desires to make a good impression in North America. Willi is continuing on, to the west, to conduct
right?
research on Aboriginal custom.
The Indians. They are fascinating.
Yes. However, I place faith in science, not super.
The Colonel was saying this wireless stuff's revolutionizing sending messages to each other. It's the end of books and newspapers.
Like the Titanic, a technological triumph. Here we dined in comfort while racing along at 20 knots. It's still tied to the outside world by the wireless.
That reminds me, Colonel Seitel, when I go to send you a telegram, they told me it was to be deleted. There are too many messages. The passengers...
I am sure our guests do not care to hear a detailed discussion of your encounter with telegraphy. Now, if you will excuse me,
Please, excuse us.
won't you call on us tomorrow? Here, in the cafe. The Linzer Tort's quite passable for a British ship. Stop by. Willi and I welcome it most heartily.
Yes, most heartily.
And before I leave, you must allow me to give you some advice. But do not wander the ship. It is not good, I think, on a ship as big as the Titanic. Good night, friends.
Do not wander
Good
the
night.
ship.
See?
Is that a threat?
What did I tell you? What did I say?
Mate.
Them too. Up to something, I'd say. The
You don't have to
brainy
tell
kid
me.
gives me the creeps. What a grind. He should hang out with that little blonde. She's a looker, I tell you. Come on, let's hit the smoking room. I'll introduce you to Riviera. What do you say?
Sure, let's go, man. Let's grab a drink, unwind a bit. I have just been thrown back in time. I probably need to sit for a minute and just process all this. So let's go.
Great. Go on up. I gotta see a man about a horse. I'll meet you in a few. Goodbye.
Okay. Ooh. The Colonel's pipe. Interesting. Left his pipe behind. Roger's necklace. Okay. So we do know for sure now that Zeitel did send a telegram, but it's been delayed. So hopefully it's still in the out section in the wireless room. But we'll hit up the smoking... Oh god. We'll talk to her later. We'll hit up the smoking room first. Where's the smoking room anyway? Here. Oh, look at that. Stained glass. Yeah, this is glorious. Okay. Oh, you look interesting.
I don't know you, nor do I want to. Leave me, or I shall summon a steward.
Unusual to see a woman smoking.
Tell me,
Oh, sassy.
do you approve of women who smoke?
Smoking isn't good for you. Well, where there's smoke, there's a fire. You know what they say.
You're witty. Most men take their indulgences one at a time. Combine them, like women with tobacco, and they pitch fits. Pity.
You're returning home?
Andrew and I wintered in Cairo. We returned via Paris, where we ran into all sorts of people, including that charming German Colonel Zeitel. He had a great interest in rare books. It will be wonderful to
did.
be home. No dust storms, no lepers. Mr. Trask predicts a banner year for me.
Who's Trask?
Trask? A brilliant seer. Brilliant! I consult him about business decisions, and he's never steered me wrong. He instructs me to travel on only 2 ships, the Titanic and the Lusitania.
Lady. Lady, don't listen to him.
I must stop our chat here. I've other concerns. My maid, she's left us.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, well, good night.
Good night. What an interesting woman. I don't think I caught her name. Hey, Max.
Let me introduce you to Buick Riviera. Remember, he's French, and you know what they... Come here.
Good evening, mon ami. Buick Riviera welcomes you to the tables. I am always delighted to play with friends of Max. You look familiar. We make a meeting before? Deauville? The casino at Monaco? New Mexico. I lived there once. In Diamondback. Such a town. So, have we met?
So, this is funny. So this is actually a little Easter egg for one of Cyberflix's other games. So if you tell him we've met at the Hard Drive Saloon, he's going to change the deck. We'll do that.
C'est vrai. Then we shall use my special cards.
Good luck. You'll need it.
Thanks, mate.
Care for blackjack?
Yes. Hard Drive Saloon. Blackjack. Okay. Got a 3, a 5. Hit me. Ooh. We should really stand on this. 18. 19, you bastard.
I have won as you see. Je regrette. Another hand, mon ami?
Yeah, we'll play another. Ooh, that's good. 17. Oh. We should really stay on that, but I'm going to risk it. Bust. We would have lost anyway.
I win.
You
again?
bastard. One more. Oh yeah, we're staying. Dude!
The cards. They played well. I win. You like to play again?
One more. One more. Hit me. Hit me. We're gonna have to stay on 18. Alright, we're done.
I am afraid fate is not with you tonight. I win. Another hand, mon ami?
No, we've got to go. You've taken enough of my money.
Bonne chance, mon ami. Good night.
Good night. Okay. Well, he cleaned us up. First class lounge. I don't think we can go there.
Yes.
Oh, can I come in?
The lounge is closed for the night. We'd open it again only in an emergency, which we are not experiencing at the moment.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night. Okay, Smevel seems to be everywhere. Alright, let's head down to the boat deck now. So we need to get to the forward section of the ship. And I've completely... Oh, you know what? Can I walk through the cabins? Yeah. Okay. Let's head to the boat deck and see if we can weasel our way into the wireless room and get our hands on that telegram. Go forward. Yeah. Port side. Okay, so the wireless room is here. Have a chat with Officer Morrow here.
Good evening. Third Officer Morrow here. I am sorry, but this is the officers' promenade. No passengers allowed.
Oh, I'm sorry to disturb you.
Yes. This is the officers' promenade. Good night.
Actually...
What now? This area's off limits. No passengers allowed.
Sea appears calm.
Yes, very calm.
It's a clear night. Dark.
No moon. I don't like that. Can't see what's coming. No moon means surprises, as if we don't have enough already. Mr. Ismay, the White Star Line's president's on board. We're walking eggshells round him, I tell you. Though that's nothing compared to the creeping about my brother-in-law's doing at the... His entire London office is in an uproar.
What uproar?
Tom works in the Admiralty. Seems our plans for troop deployments against Germany disappeared 3 weeks ago. Tom says the big boys are petrified the Jerrys will get wind of it. Could upset the balance of power. Politics. Desktop espionage. Bureaucrats. Pah, give me the sea. You can toss the rest.
I agree, mate. I agree. So, secret plans of troop deployments disappeared at the same time the Rubaiyat's been stolen. I wonder if that's a coincidence.
You ask a lot of questions. Ones I don't want to answer.
I'm sorry. Don't like bureaucrats?
Never have. Not since the war.
What war was that?
South Africa. Boer War. The officer was a drinker. He was drunk when they trapped us out on the veldt. On a moonless night. It was a massacre. We never saw them coming. Drink always leads to the devil.
No wonder moonless nights make you jumpy.
An interesting connection. For all I know, it could be true. A man's got his troubles. Sick child, being away from home. But I hate whiners and apologizers. Well, thank you for your insight.
No worries. You'll watch tonight?
Yes, though the only thing to watch is the wireless room. They just keep bringing up more messages. Wireless telegraphy is all the rage these days.
I'd like to see it work sometime.
Have a look, why don't you? Mind you, Phillips will have my head if he catches you in there, but I don't see any harm. Go on in.
Thanks, mate. What a stand-up guy. Okay, here we are, the wireless room. Damn, okay, this. RMS Titanic. Send a message, set the tune to 200 kilohertz, receive a message. May vary from 600, 800 to 4. So it's instructions on how to operate it, okay. We got here, outgoing. Arrive Chicago, New York. 20 or 11 support to you. Weather good, Titanic superb ship. Edith will arrive. Stop here Wednesday 17th. Much new. Hello. Can I just take this message? Maybe I need to, you know what? I'm going to take a photo of it. This. Cool. Okay. Oh, actually, no, we've got it. We've just taken it. Fantastic. Let's head back to our cabin now. Here's mate. Better put that in our bag. Don't want anyone seeing it. Go ahead and get it back to the safety of our cabin. Okay. So we've got Zeidel's telegram, and now we've got to decode it, but we will be doing that next time. So I'm going to do these Titanic Tuesdays alternating because we're still playing Titanic, well, Starship Titanic. So next week will be a Starship Titanic episode, and the week after that we'll be back here on the Sea Ship Titanic. Thanks for joining me. I'm keen to be playing this game again, and I'm keen to actually finish it this time. I'm really glad that I can record it again. I've missed it. It's a great game. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.